pipes proud and shout John to the horizon. Another day in paradise. Another chance to feel truly alive. What starts now, today, could culminate in an end-of-week play, the likes of which hasn't been seen in a long time. Pump out the standpipe. Be proud. Feel the dream. Monday's Might. Connor Williams, 17th February 2025. Awake, arise. The week begins. A chance to chase, a race to win. The world awaits with open hands. Success is ours to shape and plan. The morning sun, a golden cue to build, to strive, to push on through. Each ticking clock, a step ahead. Each choice we make, a path we tread. The markets move. The deals unfold. New ventures bright with promise told. The future. It's a little something I put together there for the beginning of the morning, the working week. The power of the Monday morning grind. The absolute enthusiasm and positivity radiating through the city at the moment before the churning wheels of success and sales take place. The Hang Seng has been open for hours, John. What are you doing? Wasting your time. You need to get on that. Open up the terminal. 5 screens. 27 inches minimum. All with the different tales to tell. And speaking of tales, what about the tale of the central bank? Formerly the location was Temple Bar, an iconic building nonetheless. Everyone probably been there at one stage or has walked past it or underneath it. And now I believe this is the new home, the new hub for it. An incredible facade, the likes of which we actually have not seen. I mean, we've seen plenty of glass cladding on the exteriors of most of the buildings. A lot of tension in the streets. This is a brand new feature, a kind of metallic trestle. I mean, at dawn at the moment, we don't really have sufficient light to really reflect upon its majestic nature. But it does look pretty impressive from there on in. And then, of course, Salesforce. An absolute powerhouse in business communications and strategy. They've got a real sweet deal inside. We've seen the likes of LinkedIn. We understand what kind of ambience they're trying to cultivate with their warm, homely vibes. Coffee dock, restaurant, and very well presented front of house display in the windows with Salesforce. Just leave it all out there to see. A very open plan scenario. Friendly. Sort of miniature kind of Einstein buzz over there. And a bear and a rabbit as well. Maybe we can get a zoomation on that. Jacob Zuma. Leave all your bad beans in hindsight. Thomas Quinn, how are you getting on? Let me just see if we can get a zoom chase deluxe on this one. The miniature Einstein, because I'm not sure whether or not the resolution of this camera can really make out that Einsteinian power piece in the centre of the room, or the side of the room, I beg your pardon. Grease up the jack pipe, thank you very much there for the tip. And horses under starlight, very, very kind. I hope you're getting on well. Room. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. Should be able to zoom in on that one there. And as we can see, Salesforce have implemented a real power move. You're getting a fun, friendly, Funko Pop-esque version of Einstein, which would really play well with today's generation of workers who are into all that kind of stuff. Kiddles. And a bear and a rabbit in the side of the room as well, if you ask me. I don't know what they're going for there. I mean, forgive me for not being au fait with the Salesforce branding, and I don't know what their mascots are, or even if they have mascots. I mean, that could be them, you know. But if you ask me, that's a bizarre move. I wouldn't have gone with the miniature Funko Einstein and the bear, but it says something about the company. I mean, you're also dealing with these woodland trees inside the office building as well, and each little branch even has lights attached to them, which is quite something. You zoom in on the tree there. Is it real bark? I wonder if they sourced actual bark for their tree fixtures in Salesforce. We don't know. But it's a lovely little sit-down area, a bit of a rest room without the pissers. If we just sit here on this little public bench outside, we can get a more stable gander at this bear and rabbit scenario. I don't know if it's Yogi Bear or even if that is a rabbit or a goat. We could be looking at a goat. I'm not sure. Beautiful cranes. Know that the industry is back up and running again. Serious money is being made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop, so we can get a good look at the rock room. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. The concept of steam, cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo, big swinging bean. I'd say whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery bogery. Filming around, is that okay? I'm just doing a little video here. There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. Another mascot there, Salesforce Tower. Inside there. Don't know who that guy is. Trailblazer, it says. The interior of Salesforce Looks fantastic. It's probably one of the most impressive developments in the Docklands that I've seen. And I think it could be all down to none other than Ronanian MMX22. That's 2022. 2022. Forces of sales. They're an absolute powerhouse of sales and marketing. And this building here, which has survived the onslaught of gentrification, still retains its unique, impressive charm. And again, even more impressive under the daylight, but we can get a picture of it here at night time next to its Salesforce counterpart. A beautiful, beautiful building indeed. Not particularly too sure what goes on in there now. There probably once was some kind of hub for the docks. Maybe where the money and the books and the ledgers were fumbled with before pallets and loads and whatnot was transferred onto the ships on the Liffey. And nowadays, no need for that here. It's all digital. It's all up in the air. It's all zeros and ones and 0, 0, 0, zeros added on to those zeros as well. It's Xerox. Even though I don't think Xerox have anything Dublin based, although I wouldn't be surprised. You know, most of these businesses and companies do have some sort of base over here, and usually Dublin is the point in Europe where they're based. Lovely little boat there. It's a sweetheart. Don't think there's any chance of getting on it now at this time. This gate doesn't open. There's a restaurant on it there. Thank you very much there, Wendy, for the tip. Very, very kind of you. Good morning. Listen, speaking of Salesforce branding out here stateside, we're daily violated by their erect edifice penetrating the skyline. It's a bit too much for this time of day, but thanks very much for the tip anyway. And Eamon Campion, thank you very much as well. Breakfast of Campions. I hope you're getting on well, buddy, and that you're having a powerful, powerful start to the working week. I don't know about you, but I'm fucking delighted that it's back to the beginning of another powerful 5 days of number crunching, churning, and just earning, maximizing revenue, and really powering through into the next realm of capitalism. Also supplemented by great... We apologize for the interruption. On it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? There's the number if you want to get on that. As we walk down the docks, the Dockland Quays here, we're greeted by none other than the convention centre, which plays host to a number of different events throughout the year, such as the IFTAs and the naturalisation process for people who become citizens, and it also at one stage served as Dáil Éireann during COVID-19. It was kind of the caretaker Dáil. It was actually the place where I think the famous footage of Eamon Ryan falling asleep during the session, but I suppose that could have happened to anyone in there, having to listen to some of the inanity that goes on whilst given ample space due to COVID restrictions. I mean, you're gonna fall asleep no matter what. And I believe the chairs in there are quite cozy and comfortable as well, compared to the actual the whole chamber. So I wouldn't really blame him for that, getting a bit of shut-eye. I think we all had a bit of downtime around then. Except for me. I actually used that as a time to capitalise further. And I think that's something we all need to really consider going forward into 2025 as well, is that it needn't be downtime all the time. I know we were harping on there a few days ago regarding the 4-day working week and whether or not that's a good idea. I mean, you know my opinion on it. I definitely think it's the wrong way to go about things, to be honest. It's something that the continent has created and they want to try and adopt. People are saying they want to adopt it over here. They're more continental minded, but I mean, it's not happening. It shouldn't happen. If anything, we need to go to a 7-day week, you know. And if there are people out there who can't do that, then they're going to have to suffer the consequences, because we need to keep moving. We need to keep this show on the road, so to speak. You can't expect to build quality structures like that unless you've got a society backing you up to the hilt, giving it socks 24/7, 365, every day of the year. Every day of the year. Non-stop. Shot there, and I already see murmurings about a potential 10-day week, which would fit in quite well with the notion that we were exploring the other day regarding potentially increasing the amount of hours in the day by shortening said hours and having 28 hours instead of your average 24. And this would just allow for a little bit more flexibility and a little bit more time as well. Potentially even, you know, trying to recalibrate the Earth's cycle. I mean, it's an ambitious project which hasn't even taken shape yet. It's not even underway, but it's an ambitious project nonetheless. And if we can do it, then we're going to try and do it. I mean, whether or not we're going to utilize satellites or potential space-based construction to either block out light or increase light on a whim. Just as I say block out light or increase, the lights on this absolutely stunning bridge have gone off, and maybe, just maybe, they're going to change. I wonder whether or not now they are working in tandem or in conjunction with the lights of the convention centre there. As you see, they've gone red. I don't think they were green a moment ago. I wonder, do these switch off and then those switch on? And as you can see over on the adjacent building across the river, the reflection of those red lights creates kind of liquefied effect on the glass. It's a very haunting moment that we found ourselves here as well. Just want to wait here until said lights switch back on, to be honest. Neil Martin says get a Neuralink so you can be dialed in 24/7 and you work in your sleep because sleep is inefficient. How's it going? Fella there needs to get on his bus to the airport. I've been there many a time myself. You have to get the red eye to Zurich, or private Learjet is waiting for you on the tarmac, Dublin Airport, and you're still in your jocks. Alarm hasn't gone off. Next thing you know, you're chucking yourself across the Liffey in a tiz. And there's the Dublin Express bus. It's gone past him there. Hopefully that's not his one. I know there are numerous different buses. I think there's 3 different routes. I'm not sure they all go this route. I know one actually drops you off at the Coffee Quadrant, as I've called it now. I know people were saying it's the Coffee Triangle, but I like to think of it more as a quadrant myself, because you do have different points at the edges of each, Harcourt Street, north, south, then you can get the Green, and you can go over to Leeson Street and up there as well. You know what I mean? It could even be an octagonograte, an octagot, or whatever you call that, whatever the 8-sided version of a quadrant would be. An octagot. An octagon. Doesn't make sense. It's not a quadrant, because is a quadrant even 4 different things? I mean, it has quad in it. I'm not sure. It's a bean shape. It's a bean blast. An octrant. And here we have, I thought the lights had come back on. It wasn't. It was a fella's dynamo on his bike. An example of why sleep is unnecessary just ran past How Perfect. Are you on about the fellow who'd missed his coach? There you go. If there is a way of being able to eliminate sleep from our life, that would be fantastic. I'm not sure Neuralink is going to be able to vanquish that problem. I suppose the idea really is to create enough material gain and expand business to the point where you know that even as you sleep, that cog is still turning and things are still moving. Revenue streams are well and truly up and operating. And as we come over here, we can see something called the Barista Angel, which is an interesting little situation. Americano, latte, cappuccino, flat white. I think it's an Americano or bust situation. How's it going? You open?
Say again?
You open?
Yes. What'd you like?
An Americano, please.
Yes.
You pay card?
Yes.
Great stuff.
2 seconds, okay?
Thank you very much, buddy. I'm a little bit upset about this bridge. I wonder, does it just turn off at a certain time in the morning? Looks like we could be the first customer in here as well, so hopefully we're going to get a good cup. was a little bit pissed off the last day about the whole Dropbox scenario. The Dropbox debacle, as some were calling it. It's a real shame, you know. Basically, I put that down to somebody just didn't understand what was going on there. And the Rock Room, which, you know, is a fantastic display of musical ambition. 9 guitars in a room that size. 9. You know, and you can't not expect someone to walk by that and not have a little goosey gander, you know. But also it speaks to there's a sense of entitlement that these mega companies and structures have. You know, usually I'm singing their praises for the work that they're doing and their buildings and their operations, their barista machines, their this, their that. I'm singing their praises, but I feel as though on a human level, on a societal level, they operate and take up space in our public areas with their ostentatious and incredible architectural splendor, massive window displays of, you know, opulence and all sorts of hullabaloo, bizarre shit, surreal stuff like we saw at Salesforce there. Fucking bear and a miniature Einstein and trees and whatnot. I don't think they have the right to start saying, you're not allowed to look in here. Okay, guys, you can't look in here. I mean, you've built this and it's adjacent to a public, you know, walkway. I can walk up and down outside your building when I'm not allowed to look inside at this incredible display that you've made and you've put out in a window. That doesn't make sense to me. You know, I'm a citizen of the land, born and raised, pay my taxes and whatnot. I think the least you should do whilst occupying space here is allow for us to be able to have a look. I'm not going to cause any harm. We're not going to blow anything up. We're not here to do it. Thank you very much. We're not here to do any terrorization. No harm at all. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Would you like milk?
I would love a shot of your finest milk. Thank you.
The finest in Dublin, Premier.
The finest Vanya.
Finest Bonia, correct?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah. Sugar is over there, everything you need.
Thank you very much, sir. Now do I tap here?
White sugar, brown sugar.
Yeah. We apologize for the interruption. The age of the Lewis. And the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane. And there we go. He's swinging. He's moving. Beautiful cranes. Know that the industry is back up and running again. Serious money is being made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the Rock Room at the Drop, so we can get a good look at the Rock Room. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. The concept of steam, cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo, big swinging bean. I'd say whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Filming around, is that okay? I'm just doing a little video here. There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. I wouldn't call it a crevice so much as, I don't know. There's a lovely spider web up there. Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open. I think I've done a lot for the Badgers. Thankless sort of stuff. Never off the clock. Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place. Wayflyer. Azimuth. Dropbox. And look at that, Dropbox have their own barista machine there. A Rancilio 5000. It's a sweet machine. We're looking at Ireland's engine room right now. It's so energizing to see.
Gonna get creamed.
First 2 slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp, and then the last 2 slats are dry. Courtesy of Zambrero. Oh, the taste of success. The tinge of redness on the nose due to... And here we are. The lights are on. It's all about the scone. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? Never leave revenue on the table. Ever. No need to get your feet out. What's your take on it? Great to get out early and see the industry in full swing. The hard hat lads, go further, build smarter. We're living in a great age. The age of the Lewis. And the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane, and there we go, he's swinging, he's moving. Beautiful cranes. Know that the industry is back up and running again. Serious money is being made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop, so we can get a good look at the rock room. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. The concept of steam. Cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo. Big swinging bean. I'd say whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Filming around, is that okay? I'm just doing a little video here. There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. I wouldn't call it a crevice so much as, I don't know. There's a lovely spider web up there. Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open. I think I've done a lot for the Badgers. Thankless sort of stuff. Never off the clock. Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place. Wayflyer. Azimuth. Dropbox. And look at that, Dropbox have their own barista machine there. A Rancilio 5000. It's a sweet machine. We're looking at Ireland's engine room right now. It's so energizing to see.
Gonna get creamed.
First 2 slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp, and then the last 2 slats are dry. Courtesy of Zambrero. Oh, the taste of success. The tinge of redness on the nose due to... It's a good cup. Sorry about the outage there, had a bit of a technical difficulty malfunction situation with my camera. I've just switched to the Phoneo at the moment while I'm recalibrating the camera. But I can't remember what I was shiting on about before I lost you there. I'll give thanks and reverence to the people who've so kindly tipped as well, by the way, just in a moment when I get this sorted. Oh yeah, not being able to see inside the rock room. I just think they got that all wrong. I really do. And we really need to go back. I think one thing is for certain. We need to get back to the rock room. by hook or by crook. And I don't want to step on any toes, but if there's anybody, a Dropbox who can possibly get us in there so that we can see from, you know, from the horse's mouth what the situation is, then that would be great. It'd be great just to get in there and start having to go on the maracas or the bongos or even the electric piano. I wouldn't want to go on every guitar they have, you know. I'd maybe just even have a go on, I think they have a Les Paul and a Strat. I'm not sure if it's a proper Mexican Strat. I think it's a Squire or something like that, you know. Or even just to jam it out with some of Dropbox's top 10 guys in there, you know, top 10 heads. I mean, maybe that's where the real ideas come into fruition. That Dropbox is probably inside that room, you know. Seems to be damp, and then the last two slats are dry, courtesy of Zambrero. Oh, the taste of success. The tinge of redness on the nose due to... And here we are. The lights are on. It's all about the scone. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? Never leave revenue on the table. Ever. No need to get your feet out. What's your take on it? Great to get out early and see the industry in full swing. The hard hat lads, go further, build smarter. We're living in a great age. The age of the Lewis. And the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane, and there we go, he's swinging, he's moving. Beautiful cranes. Don't know what's going on. The gear is well and truly arsed. And it's not giving me a secure, stable connection. On the cup here is an advert for Flash Harry's cocktail bar and restaurant, established in 1983, but I don't know if that has anything to do with the place I just got the coffee, which is known as the Barista Angel, here down on the Liffey. I wondered if we have trouble here before when we were trying to do a stream maybe last month, a couple of months ago. It might have been a bit of a Bermuda Triangle of coverage, so maybe we should move on, sink this coffee, cut the losses, and go towards an even brighter digital 4G coverage climate. Maybe just onwards and upwards down that road there. There's a bin here. That's us. That's the first coffee sank of the day. If we get our camera up and running, I can give thanks and praise to you, but I actually can't read any messages at the moment. I can't even see whether or not this is even going out on YouTube. So I'm just gonna have to go with faith. Gotta have faith. George Michael style. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Filming around, is that okay? I'm just doing a little video here. There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. I wouldn't call it a crevice so much as, I don't know. There's a lovely spider web up there. Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open. I think I've done a lot for the Badgers. Thankless sort of stuff. Never off the clock. Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place. Wayflyer. Azimuth. Dropbox. And look at that, Dropbox have their own barista machine there. A Rancilio 5000. Tim Reedy, thank you very much. Very, very kind of you, sir. Apologies everyone there for that technical gremlin situation. The gremlins unfortunately do have their wicked way of making their way between me and the end product stream. Thankfully I had the phone there as a kind of get out of jail camera, but it's not good. It doesn't do the job. I only like to opt for that when we need to zoom in on a specific detail. And the coffee there, I would say, was very nice. I wasn't really thinking it was going to be as good as any of the big names that we're used to, but it did definitely do the job. And that's, you know, first coffee of the day for that guy as well. He was only just opening, so he was on his toes. Andy the Fork, thank you very much for your tip. And Chocolate Starfish says the early bird catches the bean. Great to see you up there, ready to give 110%. Well, it's 110 or nothing. And that's the way that we need to really approach the situation. I like the outside of this situation here, the Clayton Hotel, and then the sorting office. I don't know what they're sorting. Aiden the Average, thank you very much for your tip there. And Work Week Mind. Listen, Connor, you're a salary man. You've got your mind on the money 24/7, 365. As we enter the Misery Hill, former Facebook and Meta home. Thank you very much, Work Week Mind. And Kevin Beijing, thank you very much. Bringing the family to Dublin in 6 weeks. Should I take the kids on a tour of EY or Dropbox? Well, it's interesting you should say, because I was just slagging off. Well, I wasn't slagging off Dropbox, I was slagging off the notion that corporations can say yay or nay on what we should be able to see or not see. And you can see here a very empty former hub of Facebook and Meta. I think they even tried to get this renamed to Facebook Street or something, but that didn't work out for them at all. This used to have a big face or logo on it. And as you could see from the stream maybe last month, their premises out in Ballsbridge, it hasn't really developed into anything serious. I mean, it's a serious setup, it's massive, the campus, but it doesn't it doesn't fill you with a lot of joy. And if they're going to take up such a large footprint in the city, I think they need to really think about what kind of feeling they're putting out there to the people who live, work and see what they're doing. They're already a big enough prospect in global tech that they need to really start making us feel good. And at the moment, Fibonacci Place is cordoned off. It feels a little bit kind of exclusive. It's like they've taken up a position and they've said, you're not getting in here. You're not allowed in here. And fair enough, that's the way it should be. You need to keep out the riffraff. But there has to be an appearance. There has to be, a perception that you are a nicer than pie tech giant. I mean, the stories of unscrupulous practices and collusion with government agencies and whatnot abound. So the least they could do is make a more warming, inviting presence felt in the city where they choose to ply their trade. I'm not sure about ye, but that's my take on the situation. I'd love to hear what you think about it yourselves. I mean, am I being a bit too much there? I mean, I think really they need to shake things up, and maybe, just maybe, I could be the person to do it. I hope we're still streaming. I don't even know if we're streaming or not. Just put the hammer down here. We are. Great stuff. It's all virtual now. It's a flippin' nasty place. Yeah, Zuckerberg Street, and then you've the Board Gosh there again. The last time we were here, it was a rainy, piss-sodden day. The backside of Christmas. And now it's such an interesting time to be able to capture these lights as they're still doing their thing in the darkness. I think they switch off during the day. Still look interesting nonetheless, but they really come alive now. Blended with the green as well. Great mayo colours. Wonder could we get a few still frames or a few headshots for LinkedIn. It's a bit cold. I'm gonna get the hat off and try and get a few stills there. Bear with me there, guys. I'm gonna have hot hair at the moment, so I need to don't know what that looks like. No, let me see there. We apologize for the interruption. Know that the industry is back up and running. We're losing it. We're losing it. Now we're back again. We're back again. Okay. We're back again. Now I'll try and do some kind of movement like this. This is it. Keep it low. Keep the lights on. That's it. That's it. Your time to perform is now. There's never been a better time than now to ply your trade in the world of finance, marketing, revenue and sales. Powered all the time via the bean. The mystical coffee bean, known as the coffee bean. Most of us know only of its Oh, we'll start there again. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm getting a bit dizzy as well, and I need to make sure I don't fall into the water there, because that would be a terrible situation. Okay, wait a sec, we'll switch to the other. I don't want to switch to this fucking camera again in case the other one goes down. I'm stuck for 10 minutes trying to fix it. But we will do it. I'm going to do that. We apologize for the interruption. Dropbox have their own barista machine there. A Rancilio 5000. It's a sweet machine. We're looking at Ireland's engine room right now. It's so energizing to see.
You get creamed. Creamed. Creamed.
First two slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp, and then the last two slats are dry, courtesy of Zambrero. Oh. You've driven all you can drive. Now it's time to wake up the crack of arse on Monday morning and herald the week ahead. This is your week. Nobody can take it away from you. It's time to grasp onto the opportunities afforded to you with both hands and never let go. This is February, and you are you. You've got 4 days. You've less than 5 days, John, to make the end of line happen. Sorry, we're gonna have to take that again. It doesn't make sense. Beautiful cranes. Know that the industry is back up and running again. Serious money is being made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop, so we can get a good look at the rock room. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. The concept of steam, cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo, big swinging bean. I'd say whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Filming around, is that okay? I'm just doing a little video here. There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. I wouldn't call it a crevice so much as... You've driven all you can drive. Now it's time to harness the power of the working week and maximize all sale and revenue potential. It's Monday morning. The weekend has ended, thank Christ. Now dawns a new day. The opportunity to live by the thrill of your pants. And sorry, it doesn't make sense. I was going to say live life on this by the seat. What's that phrase? Isn't there a phrase there about living by the seat of your pants or something? Actually, I don't want to involve pants in it at all. It just gets a bit weird. We'll take that again. Be damp, and then the last two slats are dry, courtesy of Zambrero. Oh, a taste of success. A tinge of redness on the nose due to... And here we are. The lights are on. It's all about the scone. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? Never leave revenue on the table. Ambient. We can overdub some ambient, put some ambient kind of piano onto that. Today is the day that your dream begins. Monday. A lot of people don't like it, but the real tigers out there in the jungle. For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. I was gonna say tigers in a cage, thinking of tigers in a zoo, but The implication, the idea that you're in a cage means that you're trapped. Start again. 3, 2, 1. Today is your day. Monday the 17th of February. A lot of people don't like it, but you know different. Why? Because you're an achiever, you're a go-getter, you're a 110%er. You know what to do, you know what the targets are for f***. Sorry about that. Lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten-based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery. Today is the day that you feel the thrill of the Monday morning. Embrace it. Hold it. Take it into your arms and manifest your destiny. There's only 5 days left of the working week to maximize your end line and boost potential profits and revenue. Don't spin around too much because you might get dizzy. But if you can, withstand the dizziness. Embrace that too. That's what business is. It shakes you up. It shakes you around and fucking throws you off the building. But if you can hold on to yourself and hold on to your seat, that's when the roller coaster begins to get tasty, John. It's Monday morning. There's no time for dawdling or dwindling in a state of nothingness. Being in nothingness. You are you. Take it all in and power through to the other side. Friday. Where'd you want to come Friday? Crying into your chips or laughing? All the way to the new central bank building down on the docks. An impressive structure. But only the big time Papa players will make it there alive. John. And the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane. And there we go. He's swinging. He's moving. Beautiful cranes. Know that the industry is back up and running again. Serious money is being made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop, so we can get a good look at the rock room. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. The concept of steam. Cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo. Big swinging bean. I'd say whack. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure about it. I don't know what the messaging was. I don't know what. I mean, I thought I felt it. I think there was a bit of a confusing message in it. But I liked the idea, the notion that we were on a bit of a roller coaster. We might just go with one more. It's getting a bit tiresome, I understand, but you know what could happen if you put the work in. You don't know what could come of this. There could be a brand new idea come out of this. You can never know. We'll go once again. Monday morning. For some, it's the beginning of a nightmare. But for those who truly believe and understand the power of the working week, it is nothing more than a brand new roller coaster ride. A spinning wheel of mercy and death, and also profit, sustainability, and end goal resource management. I don't know what that is, but it sounds fantastic. The other thing to also consider is that life is nothing but a roller coaster. Remember, that's what Rose said. Well, I'm taking that notion and I'm transposing the idea to the business world, especially right now on a Monday morning. We're on a brand new ride, John, that's taking us through 5 days of sheer graft, power, and absolute... Nah, I've lost it. I fucking lost it. We're living in a great age. The age of the Lewis. And the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane. And there we go. He's swinging. He's moving. Beautiful cranes. Know that the industry is back up and running again. Serious money is being made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop, so we can get a good look at the rock room. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. The concept of steam. Cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo. Big swinging bean. I'd say whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based camera. And a bit of light as well. The problem is I don't know whether or not the schnoz needs a bit of a blow or a wipe. Thank you very much. I have to say thank you, give thanks and praise to none other than Tin Reedy, again for a beautiful tip, and Corptocracy, thank you very much as well, and Andy the Fork, you spun all you can spin. I think what was happening there was I was building up a bit of momentum, but the biting cold, I mean you might not, I mean obviously you can't really feel the cold through the screen, but it's relatively chilly at the moment. This Monday morning, so it's definitely it's hampering my ability to be able to come up with new and interesting ways of building momentum. And it's a great setup. It's a lovely walkway of dreams, kind of lightsaber-esque. See if we're still rolling there. Hopefully we're still rolling. Well, that's great, yeah, we've got the light on. It's very pronounced, isn't it? I wish every day could be Monday, says Kills a Lot. Don't we all? Don't we all? Don't get too dizzy or you'll have to start holding down crema from coming back in your mouth. I mean, I'm glad. I think the coffee there from the Barista Angel definitely set me up there. It was a double-headed situation, double-headed hydra of enthusiasm, which started with the coffee and then was amalgamated into this beautiful walkway. Once I saw these, I knew it was on. I knew it was time to shine. And hopefully, with a little bit of heat and a little bit of time, we can make a new way, a new advert at some stage, utilising these. No doubt these have been used in proper high-class ads that you'd see on the telly. I don't know which ones, but I'd say they definitely have. So I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants at the moment. And again, it's little turns of phrase like that the cold unfortunately made me get wrong. And then I said something about taking your pants off or something like that, and it just sounded weird. So you need to really have things written down, like the little poem I had written down for the beginning of the stream, which I think was pithy, it was poignant, it hit all the right notes, it said all that needed to be said, and more as well. I wonder what that is over there. Is that a coffee house over there as well? I mean, I'm really in the mood for a 2 coffee morning. I know I was saying the other day I'm not going to do 2, I'll be wired. It is Cool Hand Coffee over there, which seems to be the place where they do a lot of the artisanal beans. We're talking about, you know, Ethiopian beans, your Guatemalan beans, your Kenyan, all sourced viably. And the chat about the beans the last day was the cat shit beans. I don't think they'd have them in there, but maybe they're open. We'll have a little look, see what's going on in there. And then if not, we can head to Standpipe Town, back to the usual coffee quadrant. But I hope you're getting on well anyway, and hope you're having a decent Monday so far. It's only just beginning. It's only just begun, baby, for you and me now. And this is my first foray over here. I beg your pardon, I was here before there, just Christmas on the bike, after we got chased by JP Morganators. But look at these little guys here. Swantastic. 2 of them. And they're grunting as well, making slight piglet noises. I wonder, can we get a little bit closer? Are they going to take to the steps? Or what? How's it going, buddy? Feel the power of the swan on a Monday morning. Amazing, isn't it? They can survive in such cold temperatures. Would they be cold-blooded? Like fish? You have to wonder. Awful shame about the detritus down here, but they're finding some kind of sustenance in it. I don't know what he's eating there, a piece of plastic. And I don't know what that is there. It's like a deflated balloon or something. It's a shame to see the swans foraging for plastic. But beautiful nonetheless. And there's that little piglet noise there. Good guys. Powerful lads. Nice boys. Grinders. What's the swan? The swan doesn't stop, no matter what time of day or night. Remarkably colder than in December, but we knew that was going to be the case. Opens at 7. It's not open yet. I'm gonna wait. Shall I wait? Nah, I can't. It's that cold I can't even be arsed fucking sitting down and waiting. You need to keep walking here. It's all about motivation and movement at this stage of the game. Here, let's see. I utilize the app, we might be able to have something here. Red click, Dublin bike. glove on. That's the stuff. Might be able to see Ron Swanson and co down here again, but can't see them. Another wonderful day in paradise. Mind over matter on the cold front. Oftentimes like this, I think to myself, you think you have it bad. What about the poor creatures and souls out there in Siberia? Far-flung, cold, uninhabitable places. Or even, you know, the likes of Poland and Ukraine and Russia and all those places, they eat the cold. Cold is just them. They've amalgamated into warm-blooded, cold, I wouldn't say cold-hearted, but they are cold people. But I reckon there's warmth there as well, you know, in their hearts and souls. But the cold has done a number on them. You don't really hear of much happy, chirpy, happy-go-lucky stuff coming out of those particular regions of the world. And then the real hot, warm and hot climates, isn't it? Haughty-taughty climates. But it's anything but if you think about South America and Brazil, the land of the coffee bean as well, where they absolutely sing and dance and love having a good time. It just goes to show that the warmer the climate, probably the happier the species or the people, you know. Good news is I've managed to remember to bring my Coffee Angel voucher. And I'm interested to see what that will get me inside Coffee Angel. Will it afford me one of their finest coffees, or am I only entitled to a bog standard, regular kind of Americano vibe? It wouldn't be that bad, you know. Wouldn't be that bad. I mean, a free coffee is a free coffee. Look at that. A new beast has been erected. Didn't really have time to appreciate what was going on down here the last time because it was piss wet. A nasty day, but more structural engineering sprouts up around us, this time from within. I wonder what kind of building that is. Sorry, do you know what building this is going to be? What building this is going to be? Is it going to be a tech company or Google again? They own the whole shop. They do. More googly woogly business down here. They're running the place. We're hitting the cobbles. We apologize for the interruption. Tungsten-based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Filming around, is that okay? I'm just doing a little video here. There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. I wouldn't call it a crevice so much as, I don't know. There's a lovely spider web up there. Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open. I think I've done a lot for the Badgers. Thankless sort of stuff. Never off the clock. Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place. Wayflyer. Azimuth. Dropbox. And look at that, Dropbox have their own barista machine there. A Rancilio 5000. It's a sweet machine. We're looking at Ireland's engine room right now. It's so energizing to see.
You can get creamed. Cream.
First 2 slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp, and then the last 2 slats are dry. Courtesy of Zambrero. Oh, the taste of success. The tinge of redness on the nose due to... Oh, and here we are. A stranglehold on this particular part. Accenture right there. We apologize for the interruption. We're living in a great age. The age of the Lewis. And the age of the crane. We apologize for the interruption. Barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. The concept of steam. Cinematic in it. I don't know if the connection was going there and we might have lost for a bit, but more Google building here just as we're on the other side of the Grand Canal Basin, the dock down there, and Google are buying up more and more buildings. That is Google Cloud there, and the one down by the Malt House was even more Google construction work as well. So they have the whole place sewn up. It's a Googocracy. Googleocracy. By Google. chirps. And it's a beautifully dry morning as well. I think Dublin has escaped what is mostly a wet morning for the country in most other places, but on the eastern seaboard we've managed to remain dry for dawn, for daybreak. But it's not looking good for the next few days. It's gonna get wet. It's gonna get trying. And you're gonna need to have all manner of protective gear on you in order to face and brave the elements. We are green. Missed the bloody green there. Too busy looking at the phone. Don't want to use the voucher at the Coffee Angel up at the Coffee Quadrant, John. I'm thinking about swinging round to one of their much more lauded premises, one in which they managed to retain the charm of its past owner, and they've renovated it, but instead of upscaling and gentrifying it, they've kept it, and they've added new life to the building without kind of modifying it or ruining it with modernity, if you know what I mean. We'll get to see that soon enough. I probably should have took a turn back there at Google Cloud, but it's okay. We can move at pace through the night or the morning sky. Let's take a cheeky move right over here. This is very cheeky right now. This is the height of cheek. Very cheeky stuff, and I don't condone or promote such behaviour. But cycling on the pathway, a premiership bugbear of mine. I hate it, and I just feel like at this time, with such a low volume of footfall, that it really doesn't make no odds. I mean, you say that, and all it takes is somebody just steam packeting out their front door of their fantastic Georgian house without looking, and big time clatter, collateral damage, lawsuits, you name it. Brown Brothers Harryman. A superb building. All the lights are on, ready for the day ahead. Wonder what they're at in there, what they do. Signed Dublin jersey up there, I can see it on the wall in one of the executive offices. Truly is a magical and slightly mysterious and mystical part of the city. I really do enjoy this area a lot. Yeah, it's just the right amount of charm and decency without the the hullabaloo, as I keep on saying, that ruins the city when you've got such a high volume of traffic and footfall. You know, it's just off the beaten track enough that tourists don't get involved as well. Brought to you by Red Click Insurance. Brought to you in association with Red Click. Dublin Bikes, brought to you by Red Click. A better way to travel around. Don't know what Dublin Bike was called before. I think it was just called Dublin Bike, but don't think they had a sponsorship deal, you know. Office fruit, doing the God's honest, bringing fresh, delicious, fruity treats to your office. St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. The concept of steam. Cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo. Big swinging bean. I'd say whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Filming around, is that okay?
What?
I'm just doing a little video here. There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. I wouldn't call it a crevice so much as, I don't know. There's a lovely spider web up there. But it's... you can see why it's so popular. It's a drug, isn't it? It's just a drug. That's basically it, you know? But I wonder, people would still probably smoke even if there wasn't a nicotine hit, you know? I think it's the idea of smoke, the inhalation, the ritual, that kind of... it adds a little bit of a point on the end of things, you know? It's an extension. It becomes an extension of people's body language. It actually changes their mood. Not even through the intake of nicotine, but through the pleasurable aspect of being able to converse and have a prop in your hands, you know. But I believe the Coffee Angel is somewhere around here. Interested and intrigued to get a look at the shop front. And here it is. They've kept the signage, they haven't gone, this is Coffee Angel, blah blah blah. They've kept the signage and it looks great. It's just another example of what could be done if businesses decide to embrace tradition as well as move ahead with their own enterprise. J. O'Grady and Co. And again, if it was daylight, we'd see a much more obviously illuminated shop front there, but it's great. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think more businesses should be doing that and embracing it, but you're not going to see that on the high streets. It's just not what the shareholders would want. It's going to affect their end line, you know, because it's not going to jump out and grab you. I mean, you'd walk past that in a heartbeat. It's only for the big windows that you'd see that it's a coffee shop at all. Just make sure the stream is still going there, lads. Sorry about this. And here's the vouch. Hopefully I still have it in the pocketino. Fuck, where is it? You are joking. You're fucking joking. Oh, don't tell me I've fucking left it at home. I had it in the back pocket and everything, John. Did I put it in the wallet? I might have stuck it in the wallet. Oh, for fuck's sake. I can't believe it. I've gone and lost the fucking voucher again, or I put it somewhere and I don't know where to put it. That's that. We just have to wait. Hopefully I've left it in the gaff. I'll get it another day. Fucking hell. Not to worry. Might have to just pop you in the pocket here, lads, as we go in. See what stories. Little Red Bean, thank you very much. And Mike Embers. Thank you very much for the tip there, Mike. Any progress on usurping the tea gods with some utter beanery across the Far East markets? I haven't really thought about it, to be honest, and obviously coffee is an emerging market out in China now. I was talking about this the last day. So, I mean, if anything, it's all about the Chinese market at the moment. But it's an insular market, you know. I don't think they're going to welcome any Westerner coming in and trying to set up shop there, you know. The killing is just demanding to be made by someone with balls big enough to step into the breach. I'd back you. Look, I don't think it's a matter of whether or not I'd have backers. That's never been an issue. But it's just whether or not the market is ready for us at the moment. I don't think it is. No, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Lovely stuff. Sugar. Lovely mosaic, still retaining its old charm. And then the J. O'Grady facade. Jog on. We did it, managed to acquire just a bog standard Americano. That's not to say anything's bog standard about their preparation or the quality of their beans. Second to none so far. I've always enjoyed their fare, but just a bit of a kick in the teeth because if I've lost that voucher, because I remember picking it up on the way out, if it's fallen out the pocket, then I will be very upset. It had slight sentimental value as well, seeing as I was gifted during one of the coffee streams, so would have been nice to have been able to put an end or a bow on that kind of story or that present, you know. But a couple of sugars in this, a bit of milk, and it's already tasting great. I'm probably going to be going like a fucking rocket after this. Second one of the day. Might just head into the park here just to experience this. An empty scenario, and it's a shame that Fitzwilliam Square Park is closed off, as we found out to our detriment there a few weeks ago, because that would be a nice little spot as well. And I mean, as I said at the time, I've been in there, I know that it's open at some stage of the game, but I don't know why it's been closed off now, unless somebody else is taking control of it and they're not too happy with the riffraff getting inside. We're just gonna have to try and find another way in there at some stage. If anybody can get on to whoever runs that shop and let them know that there's somebody who wants to experience the art of coffee inside that park at any time, Monday to Friday, between the hours of, I don't know, 5:30 and 8 or 8:30, you know. That would be great. But so far, nobody has been in touch. I think this is it. This is us. We apologize for the interruption. The age of the Lewis. And the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane. And there we go. He's swinging. He's moving. Beautiful cranes. Know that the industry is back up and running again. Serious money is being made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop, so we can get a good look at the rock room. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. The concept of steam. Cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo. Big swinging bean. I'd say whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Filming around, is that okay? I'm just doing a little video here. There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. I wouldn't call it a crevice so much as, I don't know. There's a lovely spider web up there. Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open. I think I've done a lot for the Badgers. Thankless sort of stuff. Never off the clock. Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place. Wayflyer. Azimuth. Dropbox. And look at that, Dropbox have their own barista machine there. A Rancilio 5000. It's a sweet machine. We're looking at Ireland's engine room right now. It's so energizing to see.
Gonna get creamed. Creamed. Creamed.
First 2 slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp, and then the last 2 slats are dry. Courtesy of Zambrero. Oh, the taste of success. The tinge of redness on the nose due to on here. We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please stay tuned and we'll return to regular programming shortly. In the meantime, we encourage you to use this downtime wisely. Whether you're working from home, managing your business, or planning your next steps in your career, it's also a great opportunity to maximize your productivity. Take a moment to review your goals, plan ahead, and look for ways to increase your revenue and success. We understand how valuable your time is, and we appreciate you sticking with us. We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please stay tuned and we'll return to regular programming shortly. In the meantime, we encourage you to use this downtime wisely. Whether you're working from home, managing your business, or planning your next steps in your career, it's also a great opportunity to maximize your productivity. Take a moment to review your goals, plan ahead, and look for ways to increase your revenue and success. We understand how valuable your time is, and we appreciate you sticking with us. We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please stay tuned and we'll return to regular programming shortly. In the meantime, we encourage you to use this downtime. Apologies there, guys. Not sure when we lost data communications. But hopefully it wasn't too long. And I was talking about how I need to get a bloody a tripod situation going before I even realised the stream wasn't even going at all. Let me try and prop it up here on the bag. The backpack, no, it's not going to work. So just hold it like this. It was working until I sat down. Tech grams. 3 minutes, okay. This gives the vibes off you watched the telly shopping for too long and now there's nothing left on TV. 3 minutes, okay, great stuff. But it's the Merrion Square Park. It's an empty situation. I think in a couple of months' time, when it gets a little bit more warmer, a little bit more inviting, there will be ample food and beverage operations going. Maybe towards the end of the week, maybe on a Friday. Coffee docks, coffee buses, whatnot. I want to say thank you very much to Niall for your tip there. Who says, what's the story, Connor? Did you get the NZEB report from John yet? I haven't, and he's taken his sweet time with that. But I mean, I said, look, better late than never, and it's better to have all the T's crossed, the I's dotted and whatnot, you know, before we go fully NZEB to the hilt. Don't want to fucking, you know, pull a fast one on anyone. I don't want to take any chances. I don't want this to be a 2-bit operation. I want it to be fully fledged, ready to go, and I want it to deliver on time as well. Luca, GT Cafe, thank you very much. It's great to hear from you, buddy. Thanks for bringing the 959 down to the cafe, Connor. Hope to speak with you again soon on all matters automotive and Java. It's fantastic, it really is. It's a great cup. It's a re-cup recyclable. Very nice, and it's got these little dimples on the side as well, which is very nice. Feels good on the hand. I've got coffee stained fingers because I spilt the packet of sugar inside the Coffee Angel, and then when I was sweeping it up, a bit of the coffee spilled on the finger, so it looks like I've been smoking a lot, you know. It's not the case, but I think at this stage of the day, when we've got this weather, also the picture, the white balance on the camera is crazy. It makes everything look very blue. I'm gonna check the feed now, and it's not as bad as I thought. It's okay. I wonder, are there any camera heads out there that could advise me on what number white balance to go for this time of day? Because I've got a little LCD panel on the side of the camera, but I'm not really au fait with the corresponding number to white balance ratio. You know, would this be a 3200 or would it be a 2000? Higher ISO. I don't think we even have the option of the ISO to mess around with that. I could be brighter, but unfortunately what we're dealing with is it's kind of a hands-free, easy operation camera. If I was to move up and not have the sky fill so much of the frame, then I think we'd be dealing with a better setup, but that would defeat the purpose of what I'm at here, and I don't like going around holding the camera up in the air too far. I can already see the picture quality is a little bit better. We just blow the nose there as well. Yeah, it's way better. That's what we're dealing with. If I just do that and kind of, yeah, it's an unnatural body position, and I don't like it, you know. See if I can move the bag around a bit and place the big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Filming around, is that okay?
What?
I'm just doing a little video here. There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. I wouldn't call it a crevice so much as, I don't know. There's a lovely spider web up there. Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open. I think I've done a lot for the Badgers. Thankless sort of stuff. Never off the clock. Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place. Wayflyer. Azimuth. Dropbox. And look at that, Dropbox have their own barista machine there. A Rancilio 5000. It's a sweet machine. We're looking at Ireland's engine room right now. It's so energizing to see.
Gonna get creamed. Creamed. Creamed.
First 2 slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp, and then the last 2 slats are dry, courtesy of Zambrero. Whoa. The taste of success. The tinge of redness on the nose due to... And here we are. The lights are on. It's all about the scone. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? Never leave revenue on the table. Ever. No need to get your feet out. What? We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please, stay tuned, and we'll return to regular programming shortly. In the meantime, we encourage you to use this downtime wisely. Whether you're working from home, managing your business, or planning your next steps in your career, it's also a great opportunity to maximize your productivity. Take a moment to review your goals, plan ahead, and look for ways to increase your revenue and success. We understand how valuable your time is, and we appreciate you sticking with us. We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please. Composition. Francesco Higinardo. Big swinging bean. Fucking hell. Yeah. Look, I'm trying to get it. It just keeps on knocking off. I don't know why. Thanks very much, though, for staying put if you are there. Still, we're having a fucking nightmare of a day with the technical grams. Just gonna have to keep you on a slanted, oblique angle. Just pretend it's intentional. Phones can't handle the contrast with the exposure level, says Mr. DOB. Focus on one position and the exposure level should stabilize. Okay. I don't know what's going on today. It's been 3 outages when it should really be a very stable proposition. I'm gonna have to run a few tests in the off season. I mean, it boggles the mind. I remember seeing Tommy Schlug running around, was it Frankfurt or Dusseldorf, bombing it around he was. And it didn't drop out once. Now whether or not that's precision German engineering and craft, or is it something to do with the gear, I'm not sure. It happens when it moves. I understand, Jake, but I mean, even Monsieur Fontaine was moving around very swiftly through the night of New York there last month, and sometimes there were dropouts and whatnot. But you know, on the whole, it did stay put. That's Zurich, though, do you know? Fantastic stuff. Really feeling that now today. That's a powerful, powerful beverage, which is only going to spur on a lot more enthusiasm when I get into the office this morning. Quick look at the news just to keep abreast of the events that are going on in the world. Killian Sheehan, thank you very much for your tip there. It's very, very kind of you. You are saying you're in Thailand and have the opportunity to go in the famous Arc Bar. Would you recommend I drop in? Do you know, I haven't been. A lot of people ask me that, assuming that I'm a patron of the Arc Bar. I've never been. But it sounds fucking fantastic. Towers of Chang and the like. They even have a pool that you can race in. What's the latest in Ukraine? See, they had the Munich conference We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please stay tuned and we'll return to regular programming shortly. In the meantime, we encourage you to use this downtime wisely. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop, so we can get a good look at the rock room. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. The concept of steam. Cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo. Big swinging bean. I'd say whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Filming around, is that okay?
What?
I'm just doing a little video here. There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. I wouldn't call it a crevice so much as, I don't know. There's a lovely spider web up there. Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open. I think I've done a lot for the Badgers. Thankless sort of stuff, never off the clock. Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place. Wayflyer, Azimuth, Dropbox. And look at that, Dropbox have their own barista machine there. A Rancilio 5000. It's a sweet machine. We're looking at Ireland's engine room right now. It's so energizing to see.
Gonna get creamed. Creamed. Creamed.
First 2 slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp, and then the last 2 slats are dry, courtesy of Zambrero. Oh, the taste of success. The tinge of redness on the nose due to... And here we are. The lights are on. It's all about the scone. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? Never leave revenue on the table. Ever. No need to get your feet out. What's your take on it? Great to get out early and see the industry in full swing. The hard hat lads. Go further. Build smarter. We're living in a great age. The age of the Lewis. And the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane. And there we go. He's swinging. He's moving. Beautiful cranes. No, the industry is back up and running again. Serious money is being made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop, so we can get a good look at the rock room. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. The concept of steam. Cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo. Big swinging bean. I'd say whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Filming around, is that okay?
What?
I'm just doing a little video here. There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. I wouldn't call it a crevice so much as, I don't know. There's a lovely spider web up there. Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open. I think I've done a lot for the Badgers. Thankless sort of stuff, never off the clock. Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place. Wayflyer, Azimuth, Dropbox. And look at that, Dropbox have their own barista machine there. A Rancilio 5000. It's a sweet machine. We're looking at Ireland's engine room right now. It's so energizing to see.
Gonna get creamed.
We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please stay tuned and we'll return to regular programming shortly. In the meantime, we encourage you to use this downtime wisely. Whether you're working from home, managing your business, or planning your next steps in your career, it's also a great opportunity to maximize your productivity. Take a moment to review your goals, plan ahead, and look for ways to increase your revenue and success. We understand how valuable your time is, and we appreciate you sticking with us. We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please stay tuned and we'll return to regular programming shortly. In the meantime, we encourage you to use this downtime wisely. Whether you're working from home, managing your business, or planning your next steps in your career, it's also a great opportunity to maximize your productivity. Take a moment to review your goals, plan ahead, and look for ways to increase your revenue and success. We understand how valuable your time is, and we appreciate you sticking with us. We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please stay tuned and we'll return to regular programming shortly. In the meantime, we encourage you to use this downtime wisely. Whether you're working from home, managing your business, or planning your next steps in your career, it's also a great opportunity to maximize your productivity. Take a moment to review your goals, plan ahead, and look for ways to increase your revenue and success. We understand how valuable your time is, and we appreciate you sticking with us. We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please stay tuned and we'll return to regular programming shortly. In the meantime, we encourage you to use this downtime wisely. Whether you're working from home, managing your business, or planning your next steps in your career, it's also a great opportunity to maximize your productivity. Take a moment to review your goals, plan ahead, and look for ways to increase your revenue and success. We understand how valuable your time is, and we appreciate you sticking with us. We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please stay tuned and we'll return to regular programming shortly. In the meantime, we encourage you to use this downtime wisely. Whether you're working from home, managing your business, or planning your next steps in your career, it's also a great opportunity to maximize your productivity. Take a moment to review your goals, plan ahead, and look for ways to increase your revenue and success. We understand how valuable your time is, and we appreciate you sticking with us. We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please stay tuned and we'll return to regular programming shortly. In the meantime, we encourage you to use this downtime wisely. Whether you're working from home, managing your business, or planning your next steps in your career, it's also a great opportunity to maximize your productivity. Take a moment to review your goals, plan ahead, and look for ways to increase your revenue and success. We understand how valuable your time is, and we appreciate you sticking with us. We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please, stay tuned, and we'll return to We have a remarkable statue, or bust, or head. The face of Dutch defender and Manchester United player Jaap Stam, cast in absolute beautiful bronze sculpturemanship. The sculptureman, none other than Elizabeth Frink, a sculpture woman. Fantastic bit of business altogether. And perhaps a reasonable welcome back picture after such a despicable few minutes and moments of technical gremolados. If you're still here, thank you very much. We had a bit of trouble there, and I've switched to a wireless situation. People were saying it was probably the cable. I think you were right. I had a wired scenario, and then I've just switched to wireless. So if this goes, then we truly are fucked. But I don't think it will. I don't think it will. It's such a shame as well, because I feel so charged, superbly charged, after the Coffee Angel. I wanted to say thank you very much to Bleeding Blue and White for your tip. Very, very kind of you. Let's just walk through this one here and see if there's any more in the way of statue. I think there is an Oscar Wilde knocking around in here. Another thing that is annoying me here is that I'm actually streaming in a 720p profile, but YouTube is telling people that you can select 1080p, which I'm a little bit annoyed about, because I think then people might select that when the stream is actually going, that is. Half the time today it's been up and down and out, but when it is going, I don't want people to think, is this what he thinks is 1080p? It really isn't. I was just trying to get a stable stream going. 720 is all we can muster at the moment. But it's a fantastic situation inside here. Lovely space. And the air is relatively clean. I mean, if you compare it and contrast as well the air quality to many other metropolitan boroughs around Europe and cities, Dublin stacks up there on top of air quality. It's pure, It's another thing to be proud of. I think with the onset of electrification happening and taking over, there's going to be a lot less fumes as well. And for what we say about the data centers that are taking up a lot of the power, at least they're not pissing out smoke and fumes. I could be wrong. You'd have to wonder, the energy being generated for those guys, then that's going to incur a lot of carbon emissions. But I think that's just another case to be made for nuclear, and pushing the nuclear button and going and embracing the atom and fusion. Energy, carbon, tax, time, power. It's all part of the same equation, whatever way you want to look at it. It's time to get the chalkboard out and start fucking making some sums happen. But before we got taken down, I think I was going off on a tangent, and I didn't even realise that I was on the wrong profile on the camera. I'd started fucking pissing about with it, trying to set the white balance, but I'd accidentally set it to picture mode, so it doesn't even take in audio. So I think I was just rabbiting away with no sound, but I was kind of getting into the nuts and bolts of a single European army and how that would manifest itself. I think that a lot of people are worried about the way things are going. We have the single European currency, and we're moving towards a single European nation state. A lot of people have reservations about that, but I think we truly need to amalgamate and become it's going to be a net benefit for the bottom line, right? And that's what we need. That's what we want. I mean, I think a lot of people have this idea that we shouldn't be pooling together. I mean, I'm just back from the Munich conference on security, global security and European security. Zelensky was saying, yeah, we need a single European army. And, you know, I think maybe now's the time to do it. Now's the time to do it. A lot of people say no and they don't like that idea. It's not part of who we are. You know, getting involved in fights and wars and all that kind of stuff. It's not part of our makeup. But times are changing. And the global, the real politique is changing. You know, we need to look at this on a macro level. We need to strip down to the bare bones and then rebuild again and then regurgitate. I think having a single European army that is very powerful and then can even match the United States is definitely something we can. And it's going to be better for business, it's going to be better for commerce, and it will enforce our value. I mean, look, I might be going too far on this one, but I can only see good things emerging from having a single European army. If you look at America and the way in which they've managed to force their values on the rest of the world, and everybody loves them, why can't we do that? Do you know? I don't think it's going to be as bad as everyone's making it out to be. And here we have Senator William Butler Yeats, poet and playwright. Lived here from 22 to 28. Interesting, I never really knew he was a senator. I mean, so he was in the Shannon. What flag would we use? Probably this flag over here. Starlight. Pure European magic. And maybe a Slovenian flag as well. Just throw that into the mix. I'm feeling bullish now that I've rectified the connectivity issues and gone to a more wireless-based setup, that I could even break out into a sprint and things would still be okay. I'm going to give it a go. Let me just make sure nothing's going to fall out my pockets first, and then I'm going to go into sprint mode. Let me stick my glove on. There'll be no glove lost after this one. You're in the pocket at the moment. That's great. Okay. I mean, this. Let's just see how this goes. Gonna run here. Camera up. Government buildings, John. The day is just beginning. Maybe we'll get to see the bike shed. Well, we won't get to see the bike shed, but that's an interesting entrance, which was also being talked about in the press. The security pod, the entrance to government buildings, and the design and shape on it. They were giving out about that and how much it cost, and whether or not it was necessary, you know, the current climate. And I'm happy enough now that the connection is still going. And also, I can feel the bean. It's kicking in. Makes me wonder whether or not these early streams could actually be used in tandem with a workout, maybe a coffee, and then modify the setup and situation so it can be a run. Go for a run or something. I mean, right now I'm not dressed for it, you know, I'm in the jeans and you know, the jacket and whatnot, but if I had the right gear on me, it could be another thing entirely, you know. Calling to the Marion for some expensive bean. More cool hand stuff. Maybe a third coffee in the Marion. Is there a cafe inside?
There's drawing rooms.
You get a coffee?
You get a coffee, yeah. Just straight just go here into your left hand side at the drawing room.
Thank you. Drawing room.
Yeah,
Thank you. We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding.
just a regular Americano.
With some milk on the side? Or
Yeah, please. Can I sit anywhere? Or?
Yeah, anywhere.
Thank you very much.
We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. This is it. One moment there, guys. Let's check this down. We apologize for the interruption.
Cream. First two slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp, and then the last two slats are dry.
Courtesy of Zambrero.
Oh, the taste of success. The tinge of redness on the nose. Due to, and here we are. The lights are on. It's all about the scone. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? Never leave revenue on the table. Ever. No need to get your feet out. What's your take on it?
Great to get out early and see the industry in full swing.
The hard hat lads, go further, build smarter. We're living in a great age. The age of the Lewis. And the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane, and there we go, he's swinging, he's moving. Beautiful cranes. Know that the industry is back up and running again. Serious money is being made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop, so we can get a good look at the rock room. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. It is what it is. It's a great morning in the Marion, you know. It's just the way that things go. You don't think it's going to turn out like this, but it does, and it's nice when it does. A lovely, elegant pot of steamed milk, embossed with Marion on it, which is it's fantastic. Apologies just if anybody has tipped or anything like that. I'll get to you in a moment. I just needed to go a little bit more low-key, a little bit more classy while we were in here as well. And as you can see at the side, it wasn't just the coffee and the steamed milk. A little delicate treat has been bestowed upon us here in the shape of these little units. We've also got the Irish Times on tap, which is fantastic. Just need to get a stand for the phone. Maybe I can use the power bank as a stand. No, keeps on falling down. Maybe we could use the steamed milk. So I'll put the steamed milk into the cup first, and then we can use that as a stand. I haven't come prepared.
Would you like me to call my college for you? Do you want any coffee?
European leaders. To get a bit closer to you here, John. Saying here, European leaders in Paris for crisis talks on Ukraine. So yeah, I mean it's in the news, you know, it says it right here in the Times. You won't be able to see because the camera is reversed. But senior US and Russian officials are said to meet in Saudi Arabia.
over the coming days.
I'm not. Thank you.
Gonna give one of these a lash, and it's got nuts on it, John. It's got almonds on it. Serious bit of gear inside the Marion. Very nice. I'm just gonna pause for a moment just to see if the stream is still going. These two slats are dry, courtesy of Sombrero. Oh, the taste of success.
The tinge of redness on the nose. Due to, and here we are. The lights are on. It's all about the scone. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What?
The power of the crane, and there we go. He's swinging, he's moving. Beautiful cranes. Know that the industry is back up and running again. Serious money is being made. This is Sparta.
Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop, so we can get a good look at the rock room.
Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it.
St. Stephen's Bean. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit.
Living Labina Mocha.
The concept of steam. Cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo. Big swinging bean.
I'd say whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario.
A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Filming around, is that okay? I'm just doing a little video here. There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. I wouldn't call it a crevice so much as, I don't know. There's a lovely spider web up there. Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open. I think I've done a lot for the Badgers. Thankless sort of stuff. Never off the clock.
Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place.
Wayflyer, Azimuth, Dropbox. And look at that, Dropbox have their own barista machine there.
A Rancilio 5000. It's a We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as
Fantastic. You can imagine how good this would be on a summer's day. Right now it's quite cold. But it's very well pointed and landscaped. And it reminds me of Catherine Zapone's knees up that she had before during COVID times. Everyone was here, all the boys in government, and we were having an absolutely monumental social gathering of epic proportions, the likes of which mere mortals weren't allowed. And yeah, all the best to herself. Doing well over there in the States. I think maybe she's gunning for another job back over here soon enough as well, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's get a look at this Joycean statue over here. We might actually go close up on that. If I can do that. Just to really get a sense of his piercing gaze and the rendering of his face. Thank you very much, sir, to Lewis Hamilton, and none other than Skellington as well. It's very, very kind of you.
We apologize for the interruption.
Green. First 2 slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp, and then the last 2 slats are dry.
John. It's James Joyce, John. He's staring at us from inside the Marion. He's got a fantastic cane.
I think these are passages from his works. Wonderful. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Living Labina Mocha. The concept of steam. Cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo. Big swinging bean. I'd say whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based cinema. More Romanic busts. This guy's had a bit of a chip work done to the schnozzle, but it adds a little bit of character to it, you know. Lovely scenes out here. I wonder what that switch is for. Is that for heat? Would that give you a blast of heat if you press it? I don't want to press it and it sets off an alarm, you know? But it's asking to be pressed. Will I do it? I don't know. Great stuff. Oh yeah, that's great. And it's relatively dry here as well. Unfortunately, just put my phone down on the table and it was a lot of water on it there. It splashed on the jeans. Now it might look like I've had a toilet fucking accident, so hopefully that can dry up soon enough. Hopefully I won't get in the way of the heat radiation from there to the jean, and then that can sufficiently dry the jean, because having something going on like that when you're in the Marion, it's a bit of a no-no. You might look like you don't belong here, and that's one thing I don't want to look like. A lot of people getting breakfast opposite the James Joyce statue. They would have been definitely looking at us as we were getting a bird's eye view of the man. Is this where that excruciating video of that posh guy was filmed? I don't think it was excruciating. I think it was very well made and definitely shone a light on some of the more sophisticated parts of the city and the country as well, you know, in all executed in a fantastic and
some would say fabulous way. I don't think they do breakfast rolls in here. I wonder what even the breakfast would be and what it would consist of. But the coffee there with those 3 little chocolate yolks with the almonds on came to €7.35. So I never asked for the chocolate yolks, but they gave them anyway, so it wasn't as much of a kick in the teeth paying that. It was a small coffee. But you're paying for the experience, you're paying for the opulence and the elegance of the Marion, you know, it's not about the drink, it's about the experience and how the place made you feel at the time. There was a fellow who had a laptop, he was just a businessman got in front of me, and that's why I had to kind of keep it down. He got the laptop up and running, and then he had some contraption I've never seen before. It's like the laptop opened up, and then he had like a screen attached to the laptop screen. I don't know if you've seen this. So he had a dual monitor setup. I wonder if that's a peripheral that you buy after, or does that come with a laptop? I didn't get a good look. He was using Windows. I've been thinking about buying one of those detachable screens for my Lenovo. I think it was like he was rocking a Dell or something, but he was all about the business, you know. Very suave, sophisticated, and money was being made. Hand over fist. Hand over fist. Interesting kind of bird nest fixtures with light bulbs inside. It would really add a bit of class to the nighttime ambience outside here, and you can only imagine how good the soirees and parties would be of an evening once the good weather hits in a few months' time. I mean, what are we now? Mid-February. It's not long away, lads. I'd say in a month we'll probably get the first decent day of the year. A crackerjack. Usually you get a crackerjack around March 17th. And then potentially a few fucking real bad jobs until mid-April. And then around mid-April it starts to kick off again and it gets a little bit more solid, you know. And from then on in, late April, you don't have the nip, you don't have the bite, you don't have the real bitterness. No matter the rain or the wind, at least you're not freezing your bollocks off. But you know, we just have to hold firm, and the next 2 to 3 to 4 weeks are crucial. Really is crucial that we stay wrapped and ready. I think we better move.
Thanks very much.
Take care, sir.
That's lovely stuff. You're really treated with respect and dignity. Did you hear that? Take care, sir. Don't get that everywhere. You don't get that anywhere. And another thing here, the birthplace of the first Duke of Wellington. In Dublin. Marion Row here, Marion. And government buildings. It's fantastic. It looks fantastic. That dome. Thank you very much to Larry Schlug for your tip there. There is a way you can get down here and go cut through the laneways. I think there's a good pub down here as well, which I haven't been to in quite some time. It's 8:41, time is kicking on. Maybe just go for a light jog for 20 minutes before signing off. Back to Harcourt, you know. And it's a dead ender. I think you have to go to the next alleyway to get down. Yeah. Dead end, John. And a lovely Hyundai Ioniq. Just stress test this connection now. Had a few run-ins with technical gremolados there for the first hour or two, or an hour and a half of the stream. But now switching to a more wireless setup, more streamlined setup, it's given me the urge to stress test. So I think the next 10-15 are going to be a light jog through Dublin. Or back to base, back to the fucking coffee quadrant of Harcourt / Adelaide. Let me tighten up on our bag. I've switched the bag to sport mode by utilising two of these fantastic straps, which should secure it nice and prevent any flappage which could potentially ruin the stream. So from here on in, let's just see how we get on. Have some soup. Here we go. Feels good. The bag feels secure, John. It feels very secure, and I'm 3 coffees down. 1 Marion, 1 Angel, and 1 Barista Angel as well. Started the day with the Barista Angel, who is a small vendor of small proportions, and he makes a nice brew. He's just on the bridge there. I think it's the Samuel Beckett Bridge. Could be the James Joyce Bridge, I'm not sure. The big one at the convention centre. The big one at the convention centre. And there we have McGrattan's Bar. Great place for a pint. Great place to watch the rug Let's keep it lit. Just actually see a few details on the window of McGrattan's. Laurel and Hardy. Look at those lads. And the Rothman's king-size livery on the cup. Reminiscent. Think of the Williams motor, F1 motorsport team of the early 90s. .959 Dakar vibes. Some classic Guinness fare here, which I haven't seen before. We've all seen the seal, we know about him. But this is the first time I've ever seen the tortoise. Whatever that creature is there. Wouldn't be an ostrich, would it? A dodo, perhaps. And some more old stuff. Safety razor. And one of the wise men from the Jesus story, John. Doing the God's honest with a little gift in his hands. Slightly more ominous sculpture there of a skeleton sawing the head off a man inside a box. Bizarre and concerning, to say the least. That is closed at the moment, so we'll keep it lit and keep moving. Another powerful Monday. We're ready to steam plow into the week with exuberance and gusto. It's the only way to challenge the days ahead is to face them head on. And grab them by the horns and shake them around. And don't let that beast plow into you head first. Make sure you're ready and waiting. You're waiting to take control of it, because it is a steamroller, John. The week is a juggernaut, but you need to be ready with a good back line, ready for the scrummage. Ready for the scrim. It's no use waking up thinking, I want another hour. Let's just hit snooze. There's no such thing as snooze in this game. And the age-old saying goes, you snooze, you lose. As I said before, get rid of the alarm clock altogether if you're serious. If you're serious, you don't even sleep, John. You don't even sleep. You stay awake and you churn out the numbers. Let's go down here. I think there's another coffee shop down here. Could be dangerous. 4 coffees in the space of 3 hours, that's wrong. But I'm feeling pumped. Just check the stream is still going. It is. Great stuff. Yeah. Should have switched to a wireless setup earlier, you know. The wireless setup is king.
We apologize for the interruption.
It's all about the scone. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? Never leave revenue on the table. Ever. No need to... I'm fine. Which I haven't been to. We might save that future. I think, it would be folly to venture in there now and succumb to the bean so soon after the Marion. Let's keep up with this bus. It's stopping, it's stopping. Let's go rogue. I wonder, can we get into Fitzwilliam? I think not. I think it's closed. Private community garden. That's a shame. We have to send an email and get membership. Membership at thesquare@gmail.com. Private community garden. I suppose in the tried and tested times of today's society, where space comes at a premium, certain restrictive measures had to be taken to ensure that not everybody was going to use it, especially those who wanted a bit of a kip on a night instead of the cold hard concrete. They could get a bit of grass work in there, you know. But I mean, even if you wanted to, if you really wanted to, it wouldn't be any trouble to hop over that fence of an evening, do a bit of stealth camping inside, and then wrap up the tent and get moving. I can see a few seagulls in there, John. And they're having the time of their lives.
We apologize for the interruption.
Not a chance we're gonna get into the rock room at the drop, so we can get a good look at the rock room. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. Saints. They put a signal blocker in the park. I wonder if we could go over there again and just have a quick goose at the gate. Hopefully the signal doesn't go. It's not happening. Thank you very much to Indo Nagasaki, Indo editor. Very, very kind of you for the tip. Hopefully it's still going. It is, just about. Let's start moving again. Slower pace, but just a nicer kind of vibe, you know. Robert Lloyd Prager, botanist and author, lived here from 1922 to 52. Another embassy. Let's check it out. Another embassy and another Dublin tourism plaque. Sir Richard Griffin, engineer, geologist, evaluator. Dickie Griff. Right hand side, down the steps. My coffee stained fingers leave a lot to be desired, and Konzuli Reslek is after you. None other than the Embassy of Hungary, Dublin. That's how you get down there. No steam pipe popping out, but maybe they could fix one up for the next time. It's always great when you see one of those downstairs basement bits and they also have like a steam pipe pumping out the best steam known to man. But each and every one of these buildings has a storied and varied history, the likes of which you and I will probably dream about. The opulence afforded to those who lived in these buildings is second to none, John. And we come down here to Cumberland Road, which is a lovely little side alley. Brings us down to another sweet little building. How are you getting on? A sweet little building we all know and love so much. The LinkedIn building. And it's got that lovely brown frosting. There you go. A touch of class. Feeling the beans now. I actually recommend getting well and truly beaned up before you start your Monday slog. I think a lot of medical professionals might warn against it. The 4 coffee scenario, the 4 coffee method is good though, and especially when you come across quality standpipes such as these. They've even got their bespoke standpipe safety capsules fitted on. These ones even have little buttons to press. Not gonna press them though. They're not my buttons, so I will stay away. But look at that. You can't stop us from just looking at that. And this is what I mean. If you've got a camera as well, you've just got a camera, you know? You're on a public street, that's fine. There's nothing untoward going on. But the Dropbox Rock Room, as I said, unfortunately, saw to it the other day that we couldn't do that. Maybe we were taking liberties, John. Maybe we were taking liberties, I'm not sure. We're going road. We're going road. Feel the power. Feel the pace. Monday is here. It's time to face the dream of work. Feel the rush and exhilarating thrill of coming away at the end of the week, fumbling in your greasy till. The future is secure. The future is now.
concept of steam, cinematic in its composition. Francesco Higinardo, big swinging bean. I'd say whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around. There will be something here. Deck chairs and fucking picnics. The whole shebangle. Come June. We apologize for the interruption. We're I wouldn't call it a crevice so much as, I don't know. There's a lovely spider web up there. Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open. I think I've done a lot for the Badgers. Check that Porsche out. Porsche GT3. It's a beautiful piece, a fantastic car. What a legend. What a legend. And it's here at the Miles Dungeon. We will conclude today's ramble. Apologies for the technical gremolados at the beginning, but thankfully, in the midst of the confusion, we managed to work out the problem. And that was to go for a wireless setup. Let's look at this Porsche. Get in there, man. Unbelievable. Loving it, loving it. Beautiful. We'll talk to you later, guys. That's what we need to work towards. Put in the hearts. They start today. And by Friday, we'll be driving 959s all the way to Dakar. Thanks very much. We'll talk to you later. Just make sure I haven't missed anyone in case you've tipped. Sorry about that. Should have done that before the sign-off. Bollocks. That was a good sign-off with the Porsche as well. Now he's gone. Now it's an unpussed zero emissions commerce van. Doesn't really fill you with the same. Yeah, look, lads, thanks very much. Beamed in what sense? Very kind of you. And Alan O, thank you very much. And Pays Jam. Very, very kind of you. Look, it's not a Porsche, but it's got dignity. It's the unpussed commerce zero emissions van, which we can see beyond the bus. Fuck it, we'll go with the bus. We'll just go with the bus. This is terrible. It's the worst sign-off ever. Grenade, high protein, low sugar. Listen, lads, get the protein in. And don't worry, Friday's around the corner. You'll miss it once Saturday hits. Between you and me, now's the time to capitalise. The future starts now. The future starts now. And the more we put into now, the more we will reap come the next day. And it just goes on and on. It'll never stop. Maybe, just maybe, the Miles Dungeon coffee operation will be working again soon. But we all know that even if the front, which is the coffee kiosk at the top, is closed, we know for a factoid that down below inside the dunge, it's still pumping out the hard yards. It almost brings the tears to the eye. I'll see you later. Sayonara. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye. Flan. Zero emissions. And a lovely dog as well. That's great. Great stuff. That's a great end. Lovely stuff. Thanks very much, lads. Squish. Thanks very much for the tip. This is the longest goodbye ever. Good luck.
Sambal! How's it going, buddy? No, I've just finished the stream there, just logged off. It didn't go great at the beginning, though. There were a lot of technical hiccups, and I think that put a few people off, you know. Well, the whole raising Detra was to give someone a reason to be enthused about the working week, you know, grab the bull by the horns and whatnot. But some elements of the stream turned out to be a real soiled nappy. And I had to iron out the creases midstream, which, you know, would have left some viewers baffled and baffled as well, if I can coin a phrase. But look, every cloud has a silver lining. And right now, son, I'm looking at a fucking lightning or a USB charging cable. Freebie, just outside the dungeon. Yep, it's a free lightning to USB-C. It's a light or a thunder, but no, it's a lightning cable to USB-C, son. Well, it beats having to go and pay for one, because they charge at the Apple Store an arm and a leg for them, you know? You never know when you might need one. Well, I keep a box. I keep a box of them at home. Just all bits and bobs next to the computer. You never know when you might need one. I keep on thinking it's an eyesore, but maybe it actually prevents me from doing any work, because I kind of get a little bit depressed looking at the mess, you know? But then I think, what if you're in a bit of a fix or a bind? You might need it someday. Yeah, well, I've thought about maybe going to IKEA later on and buying some kind of new filing cabinet system for it, you know? I can just put it away somewhere, stash it in a drawer, and it won't really be as much of an eyesore. Yeah. I hear you, buddy, I hear you. No, just had a few coffees and a run around. As I said, tried to vanquish the tech grams. Ended up reading the Irish Times in the Marion. €8 for a coffee. $7.35, but yeah, you got a few chocolates with it. That's what I said. I won't be going back there in a hurry, but it's too serene, you know. You couldn't really do anything with the camera or do any streaming there, because they said simply enough, there were signs there saying, please keep your mobile phone usage restricted, or please consider the thoughts and feelings of other guests. So they must get a lot of chancers going in there trying to film around, you know. That's what I said. No, I'm going to head to the office now and start dishing out directions. Big merger coming up on Thursday. And what's this? Just found something on the ground, son. It looks official. There's no need to fast. Please inform staff if you have a latex allergy. There's nothing else on it, and there's no letter heading either. It's... You must not drive to the hospital as your vision will be compromised due to eye drops. Let's just put it in there. No, I just binned it. No, I spilled coffee on my thumb. That's why. What do you mean? You can still see it. The stream is still. It's still going. Shit.